Hi everyone, it's Heather at Gypsy Crafter Journals. I'm just starting a video and I'll probably finish it tomorrow, but I was just about to start rummaging around in one of my embellishment boxes and I thought this might make a nice how-to video because I've got lots of little flower embellishments that I've made, and these actually were made by my sister, which you've probably seen before or made before. These are little rosettes, but these I was going to pull them out and use in a sort of pastel coloured journal. Now I've got loads of them anyway, but I thought I might do a quick how-to, or how I made these, which, I mean, they're pretty simple to be honest with you. They're only punched shapes with a little centre, but they're just so cute. So it's just a nice idea to have a stash of this sort of thing ready for the journals that you're making. So I've got various different types of flowers. This is supposed to be my sort of vintagey type colours in here, but obviously I have got the little pastel things. I've got loads of this pastel card, and so I'm going to do a journal with these pretty colours because they look so gorgeous. I just need to get around to doing that. And I've also got these little embellishments here that are made out of beads and spacers, which are really easy to make. I made those absolutely ages ago, so I need to try and remember how I made those. It certainly won't be difficult if I did them. Yeah, so that's quite cute. I think that might even go in the journal that I'll be working on soon. So I thought I'd just have a quick look and see what I've got in here. I've got a little bit of layered trim and some pre-made roses, open roses from Wild Orchid Crafts, and then some craft paper flowers as well, which are made in exactly the same way as just layering them up and sort of scrunching them when you put them together. So I thought I'd show you those, and yeah, I might do a few punches and show you how I made them. So I'll pause for now as I've got to go and pick a small child up from school, and then hopefully carry on this video later or maybe tomorrow. Hello, I'm back. Right, it's a completely different day, but I have put together the things that I used to make those little flowers that I showed you a moment ago, which was actually a few days ago, in that divided tub. Right then, so these are some of the flowers that I've made, and they are using a single punch, and it's a really simple flower punch. So these are like double layered, and these are single layered, and then I did some with ink on the edges, which I think will be really cute actually. I really like those. I think if they were all sort of layered up, they would look really cute. And I also did a larger one, and I used one of the double layered ones as a centre. Now I'm not so taken with these, I'll be honest. I don't actually like the shape of these flowers. I think they might be better if they were done in maybe different colours, but I did one anyway. So this is what I'm going to show you how I made today. Really simple. I used quite a thick card actually for these. And this is the punch that I used. It's a Tonic Studios punch. I'm sorry, I don't know the name of it, but you can see it's really simple. It's a 5-petal flower shape, and it's actually quite small. I can grab my... It's around about 2 centimetres, just over 2 centimetres in width. So it is quite small. But it's very cute, and it's quite versatile because you obviously, like that, you can layer it up. So what I did was just punch out a few of the petal shapes. I'll do that now. So obviously they come out flat when you punch them. I did get some handmade paper because I did wonder whether that would work, but I have tried punches in the past with this sort of stuff, and it tends to, yeah, it can be a bit difficult to punch out. It's not done too bad. You get a little tiny bit of fraying on the edges, but that's actually quite nice. I like that, so I might do a couple of those. as the camera shakes. There we go, so we'll try a couple of those maybe with the ink. I bet they mould if you dampen them slightly, but of course I've got some offcuts of normal paper here, so of course copy paper. This is actually slightly thick, I think it's 100 GSM, so it's a slightly better quality printer paper, and it's got a slight sheen to it, but obviously it cuts out really easily, and you could just use normal copy paper, so, you know, the 75, 80 GSM. So there we go, so we've got a few cut out. Now let's put that to one side. What I did to make them sort of dimensional, I use these tools here. They're not specialist tools. This is actually for cake decorating, I understand. It's a cheapo one though. It's plastic, and I got them in a set, and to be honest with you, I did get them for paper crafting, and one broke immediately as I started using it. This one seems to have held up, so we'll see how we go with it. Then I use a skewer and a chopstick, and I've used this, I don't know whether you can see on the end, but it's absolutely caked in glue because it's my gluing stick, but it's actually really helpful for making these into sort of dimensional flowers. So I punched out the shapes. The next thing I do, and I do them en masse, so I'll do all the punching first, then I do the moulding, and literally all I do is take a stick of approximately the same sort of diameter as the middle of the flower, and I literally just push the flower onto the stick and mould it so that it sort of squishes around the stick. So nothing complicated about it, it literally just makes the petals raise upwards. And I do all of those together, so I literally just do the whole lot, pushing it around the stick like that. So I've got them all done, because if you do them one at once then it takes forever, so you may as well just do the lot. I haven't used the copy paper for these before, so we'll see, but I have used lots of different types of paper. The craft paper looks really cute, and also vintage music sheet and book pages look really nice. I had a few of those in my box, so I definitely recommend doing those if you like vintage sort of music paper and whatnot. Let's see what the handmade paper scrunches up. The card holds its shape really well, that's why I like the card, because once you've done that it does hold its shape. That's it, so we've got them all squished upwards. Right, the next thing I do is I take this tool, whatever it is, but you could use, I think you could probably use the edge of a ruler or a bone folder or anything like that, and then I just slightly unfurl the flowers. I hope you can see this, and I just use this and my thumb against the edge of the petal, and I sort of curl it outwards, so each one gets curled outwards. You can build up a bit of speed, so it still remains indented inside, but the petals themselves have sort of, can you see that, they've sort of bent back over. So you have to excuse the state of my hands. I'm afraid they're very dry at the moment and not the most aesthetically pleasing, not great to look at, so I do apologise about that. So there you go, and that just bends the petal. Is that focusing okay? Anyway, there you go, so I do all of those like that, just bend the petal back. And if you're watching this thinking, what on earth are you going on about, please just leave a comment and I'll see if I can maybe do a better explanation, think about how to explain it a bit better. But hopefully you can see what I'm doing, literally just, it's my thumb against the petal on the top, the tool underneath the petal, and I'm just sort of pulling it to bend the petal backwards. That shapes that. I don't know whether this is going to work with the paper because the paper doesn't hold its structure quite so well. Oh, it's not too bad actually. So that's a handmade paper. Now obviously I'm doing these en masse, so I build up a nice collection of them. I try to build up a collection of neutral ones when I do them, but obviously if you're doing a journal or a project in a certain colour scheme, you'd be looking to use maybe those colours. The problem is you can end up with loads left over and then just hoard them. They'd be nice with coffee dyed paper, I think. Cute. But I don't have any. I actually do not have any. Actually, if you have Etsy shops and you sell coffee dyed paper, particularly actually sort of plant-based dyed paper like avocado, I love that colour, avocado dyed paper, put your shop name, your Etsy shop name in the comments because I'd like to check you out. Right, so there you go. So they're then now sort of nicely dimensional, and all I do now is if I'm doing them en masse, I would line them up. If I want to layer them, I would line them up and I would put a blob of glue on one row, and then I would literally just pop one onto the glue spot, and I'll tell you what, let's see if we can get a little bit closer. Not going to, yes. Okay, so what I do is line them up, pop glue on one centre, and then just pop the one without the glue on top, and layer them so that the flower petals are spread out like that, and that then makes a lovely layered version like that. So, sorry, that was out of shot because I'm so close up. So I lay them up and I do lots in one go. So as you can see, I have got quite a collection of the layered ones. So here we go. So I don't actually have my normal glue here. I don't know what I've done with that. I'm not even sure if this one's going to come out. But basically, I would just pop a little blob of glue. This is where the glue doesn't work because it's not been upside down for ages, so just pop a little blob of glue in the centre and then take a single one and just line it up. Ooh, they're a bit fiddly because they're so small. This is why I do them en masse, to get them done. That's my Etsy shop notifications in the background. I think I'm getting some favourites. Right, there we go. So they are layered up, just like that. And I've got a few on the go. Now if I was doing it as a single, I would I'd just apply a centre, either a centre to the middle. Now I've got the different options I've got for centres. Let's do centres now, I'll just put those to one side. The options we've got for centres, you could obviously use little mini gems. This is a little box of faux flatback pearls. So these are so cute and dinky, aren't they? They're tiny. What a nuisance to pick up though, I have to say. I need to get one of those little pick-up tools. What I do at the moment is I just use a dab of glue on the end of my skewer, and that enables me to pick them up. It doesn't always work. So basically I'll use a dab of glue, just like I did to layer them up. So a little dab of glue in the middle, then I would pick up a little flatback pearl and pop that into the centre. And there you go, it's decorated. And you can make a load that way. So, an alternative to the little flatback pearls or tiny gems or whatever you want to put in the middle are these Nouveau crystal drops, or there's an alternative, isn't there? I can't remember what the name is. Is it Ranger that does one? And basically it's like a dimensional paint, and these ones are like they have like a bit of a sheen, a sort of a, they must have some mica in them or something, but they're really pretty. So these are lovely to stick in the middle. My daughter's been using these, so they've been downstairs for absolutely ages. And also this is a cheapo version. This is like a glitter version, Dovecraft Glitter Glue. So it's just a glitter glue. Oh, actually I might have a Ranger one here. So. I know that's a Dovecraft, so they do, these are like a cheap version, a 3D pearl effect. So that's similar to the Nouveau. And let's see, is that one? Oh, here we go. So there's stickers as well, and that's by Ranger, but I think they might do a pearl version as well. So that's like a glitter glue like the other one, but I don't think I've got any of the stickers that are the pearl effect. I think I've only got the Dovecraft. So, right, so these ones, you could use them as a centre. So I'll use a pearl. Oh, gosh, that came out quick. So I literally just do a little tiny blob in the middle and then leave that to dry. Obviously you do have to leave that to dry a little bit longer, but they do look really cute. I keep going off camera because I'm so close up now. I hope this works. I hope it comes out okay. Oh, obviously I'm quite new to all this filming close-up stuff, so there you go. So I'll do a few of those together, and then just have them leave them drying. Now the other thing I did with these ones was to ink the edges, and I think that looks really cute. I don't know how well that's coming out on camera because obviously the lighting's it's quite bright. I've got a lamp on and I've also got daylight as well, so I don't know how well you'll be able to see that. I've gone really subtle, so that's like a blue shade. I used a brown shade, and this is so sweet. It's lovely. It's so subtle. I don't know whether you can see it very well, but it's really subtle, so the ends are very light pink, and I did that using the Distress Oxides. So just in exactly the same way that you would ink your edges of your pages or whatever, I would just add a little bit of ink onto my dabber, whatever it's called, my tool for spreading. Well, that looks like I've done a triple layer. Ooh, getting adventurous. Right, so I'd literally just use it to ink the edges. This one's Vintage Photo, the usual one that everybody uses, and then it just makes it, I'm going to focus, just makes the edges a little bit more prominent. And that's really nice if you're using sort of the neutral card, because obviously then you can choose whatever colour you like, so that looks really cute like that. So that's it, that's how I made those particular flowers. I have lots of other punches, so as well as, let's just zoom out again, we can, ooh, is that right? There we go. So that's the punch I use for these ones, but I've also got lots of other style punches, and because they're different sizes, again you can layer them up and make lots of different effects. So I think punches are fantastic because you can use your scrap paper. I think they're actually pretty much the same. There's not much difference between those two, if anything, so I might have to get rid of one of those. Check them out in a minute. And also individual petals by Tonic. They did a series a while ago of boxes of different punches. So you got, I think it was 4 punches in a box along with a couple of stamps. So it would make up, you'd have petals, you'd have the stamens, and also you'd have like leaves as well that you could use sort of for building up all different types of flowers, and the stamps would enable you to create different effects. So you'd have like a veining effect on different ones, and the stamens, obviously you could add them to the middle and create different types of flowers. So they were really good. I don't know whether they still do them, but you can probably still get them on eBay, and I bought about 4 different sets of those. Chucked away the packaging now, I'm afraid, so I don't know which ones are which, but I picked out the punches that I used a lot and just threw those in with the rest of the punches. So this one I use quite a bit, and and I use the leaf shapes quite a bit as well on different flowers to create different effects. So yeah, so they're quite good. The tonic ones are good, and they seem to cut through quite thick card as well. Yeah, I like those. That's an X-cut one. These are quite good as well, but that one seems a little bit stiff, so I think I probably need to use a bit of foil, or is it wax paper that people use to sort of grease them up. Anyway, I'm starting to waffle on now, so just wanted to quickly show you that, how I layer up flowers. You can ink them and use different centres. Like I say, I have got these as well. I think these probably look better in the vintage music sheet. Wasn't a major fan of these. This is it was a lever punch I used, and this is a shape of flower, so I think it would just look better with patterned paper. It just seems a little bit too, I don't know, too false, really. I mean, not that these aren't sort of obviously false flowers, but I just didn't particularly like that type of petal particularly, so I might have to play around and see if I can make those look a bit better. So thanks very much for joining me. I'm going to stop waffling on now. That's the end of this video. I might come back another day and do some of the different punches so that we can see the different effects that we can get with the other punches. And also I've got a myriad of dies that I use for flowers. So I've got a couple that were like the tried and trusted ones, you know, from Ranger and Tim Holtz ones. So I've used those absolutely loads of times. They tend to be the larger dies, so I might come and try some of those. And also, you know what I have got? I've got some thin dies that are like a strip and you roll them to make flowers, so I might come back and show you those as well. So thanks very much for joining me. I appreciate your company, and I'll see you in the next video. Obviously, give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed seeing how I make these flowers, and do consider subscribing and clicking that notification bell should you wish to see other videos from my channel. Thanks very much for joining me. Take care, everyone. Bye.